3 weeks ago, I thought I had finally met someone special. We'd been talking for a month, went on 4 amazing dates, had incredible conversations that lasted until a.m., and there was this genuine connection I hadn't felt in years. So when he invited me over for dinner at his place, and one thing led to another, it felt natural and right. The next morning, he made me breakfast, walked me to my car, kissed me goodbye, and said he'd call me later. That was the last time I heard from him. I said I was confused about what happened and that I'd appreciate some clarity. Physical intimacy requires vulnerability, and when someone disappears right after, it can feel like that vulnerability was exploited. It is not just about the sex, it is about the emotional intimacy that came before and the complete dismissal of that connection afterward. I kept replaying every moment, wondering what I did wrong, what I could have done differently. But the truth is, nothing I did caused this. His inability to communicate like an adult after being intimate is his issue, not mine. If he wasn't ready for the emotional implications of physical intimacy, he should have been honest about that before, not disappear after. You deserved better than being left to wonder what happened. I'm also working on not attaching too much meaning to physical intimacy too quickly, while still honoring my own feelings and needs. Someone who can ghost you after being intimate is not someone who deserves access to your heart or your body. Trust me on that. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments. Sometimes sharing these stories helps us all feel less alone. You deserve better, and better is out there. I'll see you in the next video. You deserved at least the basic respect of an honest conversation, even if that conversation was uncomfortable for him. Still nothing. That's when I realized I wasn't dealing with someone who was busy or overwhelmed. Instead of seeing it as something that happened to me, I started seeing it as information about him that I needed to know. Would I rather find out now that he's the kind of person who can't handle adult conversations about feelings, or find out 6 months from now when I'm more emotionally invested? Someone who can share intimate moments with you and then disappear without a word is not someone capable of the kind of relationship I want anyway. It's actually information about compatibility, even though it hurts to receive it this way. I was dealing with someone who was comfortable disappearing from my life without any explanation after we'd been intimate. I realized I had attached more meaning to our physical relationship than he had. And that's okay, but it's also something I need to be more aware of going forward. Not everyone views intimacy the same way, and that's a conversation worth having before, not after. If you've ever been ghosted after being intimate with someone, especially when you thought you had a real connection, you know the unique kind of pain I'm talking about. It's not just rejection, it's confusion, self-doubt, and a feeling like you were used. Today I want to talk about what happened, how I'm processing it, and what I've learned about modern dating that might help you too. Let me be clear about what happened, because the details matter. This wasn't a casual hookup or a one-night stand situation. When I left, I felt closer to him than ever. He'd mentioned a big project, so I waited a couple days before sending a casual text asking how his week was going. No response. Then I started overthinking everything. Did I do something wrong? Was I not good enough? Did he get what he wanted and just move on? The self-doubt was overwhelming. I was already thinking about our next date, maybe planning a weekend trip we'd talked about. Then, nothing. Complete radio silence. We had been building something, or at least I thought we were. He introduced me to his friends. We talked about future plans. He even mentioned wanting me to meet his sister. The intimacy felt like a natural progression of our relationship, not something rushed or pressured. The morning after was perfect. He was sweet, attentive, made coffee the way I like it, and we talked about our plans for the week. At first, I thought maybe he was just busy with work. After a week of silence, I sent one more message, not angry or demanding, just honest. Here's what I have learned through this experience and talking to my therapist about it. Being ghosted after intimacy hits differently because it feels like a violation of trust on multiple levels. I also learned that this behavior says absolutely nothing about my worth and everything about his character and emotional maturity. The hardest part for me was not taking it personally. What really helped me process this was reframing the experience. I also had to confront some of my own assumptions about intimacy and connection. If you're going through something similar, please know that his inability to communicate doesn't reflect your value. Moving forward, I'm being more intentional about having conversations about expectations and communication styles earlier in the dating process. The experience was painful, but it also taught me about my own strength and what I will and won't accept in future relationships. Have you experienced something similar? How did you process being ghosted after intimacy? Thanks for watching. And remember, someone else's inability to treat you with basic respect says nothing about you and everything about them.